Stephen House from Full Time Devils. This is the Full Time Review Show outside Old Trafford, talking about Manchester United and Leicester. Today's also the 59th anniversary of the Munich air disaster, a very poignant date in Manchester United club history. Now, people always ask us why we are so obsessed with bringing through youth players and why do youth players always get like an extra bit of time at Manchester United. I think it's a lot to do in Munich. Every single youth player that comes through the ranks at Manchester United pays homage to what Matt Busby and the Busby Babes were trying to achieve. That, for me, is one of the main reasons why youth players are so revered at Old Trafford, and that, as well as the 80-year record. October 1937, Manchester United have a youth player in every single matchday squad since then. There is no club around the world that has got that sort of record. So between that and the Busby Babes and what happened at Munich, that is why Manchester United really focus a lot on bringing through youth, and it's a source of pride for the club. Manchester United are also having a series of tributes throughout the week to commemorate the 59th anniversary. On Saturday before kick-off against Watford, there will be a ceremony right here at 1:45. The players will wear black armbands and there will be a minute's silence ahead of the game. Let's talk about Leicester. Manchester United beat champions Leicester yesterday at the King Power Stadium 3-0, and we actually gained some ground on those above us. For the first time in what seems like ages, everyone dropped points and we didn't join them. We actually managed to pick up some points of our own. We are now 1 point behind Liverpool, 2 points behind Arsenal, with Arsenal having to go to Hull, who are in great form as we know, and Liverpool have got to play Spurs. People are going to drop points and we are going to get into the top 4 in the next 2 to 3 games, providing we don't mess it up ourselves. We've just got to stay strong, keep picking up the 3 points, and we'll be in there without a doubt. Mkhitaryan absolutely tore it up yesterday, and Jose Mourinho experimented with a 4-4-2 formation, which I thought was great to see. Really impressed with how Jose's evolving the team and evolving his tactics, and he's so fluid in his tactics and what he deploys against each of the teams that we come up against. Jose wasn't just on form tactically, he was also in form in the press conference as he rinsed the journalist for asking a stupid question. Check this out.
We've been here before as well. You've had your hair cut, your team becomes more ruthless. It's not a coincidence, is it?
And the last time I sat in this chair, the next day I was sacked.
Fancy asking him about an haircut. Anyway, here's Statman Dave with his 3-point review.
Hello, Statman Dave here again, back for a 3-point review. But anyway, before we dive in there, make sure you subscribe to me on YouTube, Statman Dave, for more analysis and tactical breakdowns. But anyway, let's go. Today we're going to be talking about why Henrikh Mkhitaryan is the perfect number 10 for Mourinho. On to number 1, Mkhitaryan is far more productive as a number 10 than as a winger in these Mourinho systems. Anyway, let's break down Mkhitaryan's performance against Leicester City in 2 separate blocks. First up, when he was playing on the left-hand side of a 4-4-2 in the first 20 minutes, and then the second part when he was a number 10 in the 4-2-3-1, just playing off Zlatan Ibrahimovic. If we just look at the stats and break it down first up to see if he was more productive in the first position versus the second, it massively shows as a number 10, you're getting more out of Henrikh Mkhitaryan. In the first 20 minutes, Mkhitaryan failed to create a chance, failed to get a shot on goal, and only completed 60% of his passes. Versus playing as a number 10, 3 shots on goal, created 3 chances, scored a goal and got a wonderful assist for Juan Mata. But also if you break down in terms of his teammates finding him, they were struggling to find him when he was playing on the left wing. He only received 5 passes from teammates in the first 20 minutes versus 51 when he was played as an attacking midfielder. And 5 of those 51 were in the penalty area. So it's incredible to compare and contrast the styles of Mkhitaryan in one position versus another. But for me, it kind of makes sense that Mourinho should play him as a number 10 because it frees him up in an attacking sense. Defensively, he has to do less of work in a way. He has to, he's the first line of pressure, but then after United have, dropped into their defensive shape, he just waits on the counter-attack, and that is perfect for Henrikh Mkhitaryan's style as a footballer. He's just so much more creative when he's allowed to drift, and that works on quite nicely to number 2. Henrikh Mkhitaryan is better in a creative sense when he's played as an attacking midfielder. Not just his drifting into the wide areas, we saw him create that wonderful chance from the inside left channel for Marcus Rashford, where he played a lovely through ball that got Rashford through, and potentially Rashford should have scored that chance. But also he had something to this Mourinho attack that other forwards don't really give. I'd say Anthony Martial is a player that can carry the ball, but the rest of the United players in this team right now especially the wingers. There's not many carriers in there. There's not many players that are going to add a bit of impetus into attack with the dribble, beat a man, play a few 1-2s, and that's exactly what Henrik Mkhitaryan does as a number 10. We saw 2 brilliant moments that he created pretty much by himself, following some brilliant individual dribbling and passing play. The first big chance at Marcus Rashford skied over the bar with Mkhitaryan to pick the ball up deep, 1-2 with Herrera, 1-2 with Juan Mata, then brilliant cutback for Rashford, who blazed over the bar. But it was that impetus that Mkhitaryan did, carried the ball from inside his half on the left-hand side to the right wing, and a brilliant cross across the box. But that's what you get him as a number 10. He can drift wide, to the left, to the right, can move around in the space in between the lines, and it's perfect for Mkhitaryan as a footballer. And of course, we've got to talk about the wonderful goal that he created for Juan Mata. Again, picking up the ball centrally, following an Ander Herrera turnover, playing a 1-2 with Zlatan, and then working the ball out to Juan Mata, receiving that back, and then that through ball was fantastic. And that's what you're going to get with Mkhitaryan as a number 10. It gives him a lot more passing options, especially from those wide forwards that Mourinho likes to come inside. Mkhitaryan's going to be able to pick that pass, and that is why he's perfect in a creative sense at this number 10. I feel this would get the best out of 2 players for Manchester United. That is Juan Mata, because his runs are becoming really undetected. He's really good at ghosting in behind defences, but sometimes his teammates don't find him. Having Mkhitaryan at that number 10 will give that passing option to Juan Mata, and I also feel it'll be better for Anthony Martial as well, who is very, very good 1v1. Arguably should have started against Leicester City and potentially would have had the composure to put the 2 chances that Mkhitaryan created for Marcus Rashford into the back of the net, and that is why Anthony Martial will be great with Henrik Mkhitaryan and Juan Mata as a 3 behind Zlatan Ibrahimovic. On to number 3. Structurally, Mkhitaryan gives Mourinho a lot in a defensive sense, but also in terms of him picking up the ball in that number 10 area. We saw for the goal that he scored against Leicester City that he was alive, he was ready for that ball to be knocked down, and that's something that some of the players this season haven't been too awake for, those little knockdowns, the flick-ons, the space, and sort of creating moments for yourself, and that is something Henrik Mkhitaryan could do as a number 10, but also in a defensive sense. He made 5 tackles in the game. The one that really stood out for me was on Wes Morgan. United had just gone 3 goals up, and Mkhitaryan was still working hard, still looking to win the ball back in that final third and create things for United. But also in terms of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, playing number 10 kind of helps Zlatan. In the latter stages of his career, less mobile than he used to be, so playing players close to him gets the best out of him. If we look at the stats this season, Zlatan has created 3 or more chances in 4 games. This season, 1 being Leicester City and 2 others being when United were playing with a 4-2-3-1, having an attacking midfielder close to Zlatan, and the other one was when Jess Lingard was playing very close to him against Sunderland, and I feel like that gives Zlatan a little bit more when there's players close to him, players around him, and if it's Mkhitaryan, wonderful, more goals in that sense. But it also allows United to be more explosive on the counter-attack. Another thing that potentially has killed counter-attacks this season has been Zlatan, because he's a little bit slow sometimes with the ball, and when he's received the ball, played it back, he's not that guy that's getting into the box. So if you're playing Mkhitaryan in that sense, he can run ahead of Zlatan and sort of combine with the likes of Anthony Martial and Juan Mata, who are so wonderful on the break. But anyway, that is pretty much why Henrik Mkhitaryan pretty much should start for Manchester United at number 10 instead of being on the left-hand side or right-hand side for Mourinho. Make sure, if you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, Statman Dave, type that in right now, hit that subscribe button. Anyway, till next week, see you later.
Cheers for that, Dave. And if you're into your facts, your figures, your stats, and weird YouTube presenters like Dave, then head over to his channel and make sure you give him a nice big fat subscribe. Let's have a look what all the fans had to say outside the King Power, talking to Adam after the game.
Before Mkhitaryan's goal, it was quite scrappy, it was quite even. How special is that player?
Oh, he's fantastic. I mean, I feel a bit sorry sometimes because he'll have 60 minutes and if he doesn't score, he comes off. I think he needs a run of 5 or 6 games, 90 minutes, and he'll do what he does today.
This is the worst team I've ever seen come across. I hope they go down. It's like
big teams, they're not perfect every game. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, they're not perfect every game. They're poor in some games until they get that goal. That's what Man United is. If you're a team that's perfect in every game, you don't exist. There is no such team.
Do you think dropping Carrick and going with a more attacking lineup helped us today?
It did. I like Carrick now. I like him a lot, and he does go forward all the time. But I think we need more pace. We need like that. Just pinging the balls about today was lovely watching them.
Mourinho, 58 mil. 58 mil. Unless you're going to get 120 mil, then don't sell him, please. Please. Because I'm scared right now. I'm seeing the same thing with Pepe, Ica, Ronaldo, Diego Costa from last season, Hazard, Fabregas, and I'm seeing the same thing with Martial again. Please. Please.
As always, some big talking points in the fan cams. Do you think there's a problem with Martial? Let us know in the comments below. Let's see what some other United YouTubers have got to say in United on YouTube.
Manchester United have a vital 3 points.
It looks like the top 4 is definitely doable.
Pretty comfortable result and performance in the end. First half was pretty scrappy.
Comfortable 3-0 victory this weekend. Really pleased.
I mean, let's be honest, that game was dog turd for at least 20 minutes.
Even though Leicester weren't very good, it's great to see. We didn't see that nowhere near enough under Louis van Gaal.
We tweaked the formation, the tactics midway through, and that immediately paid dividends. We were able to get a foothold on the game and we were able to knock it about a little bit quicker, and the likes of Rashford, Mkhitaryan and Mata began to exert themselves on the game.
We got the luck again this weekend with the majority of the results, and we've finally taken advantage of it now. The only frustrating thing is that we only have one league game left, I think, in February.
We haven't been producing it regularly so far. Hopefully this is a start of something good. Hopefully this is a start of a run where we can keep winning matches, not just drawing matches.
And hopefully next weekend against Watford, we can overtake the Scousers. Come on.
Let's hope we can use the squad in those cup games particularly and push forward in the league. So bring on Watford and bring on the top 4.
Cheers to those guys for sending in a video. If you want to send in a video, if you know someone who should be sending in a video, is there a United channel that you watch that you'd like to see featured on here? Bang it in the comments, hit the description, find out how to do that, and let's get on with it. Right, let's have a look what everyone's saying on social media in a 3-word review. Thank you everybody who's joined in and got involved with this video today, and thank you for you guys for watching at home. Make sure to give it a big fat like, get anything that you want in the comments, especially, are we looking good for the top 4? Who's going to crumble? Who's your money on? My money's on Liverpool and Arsenal, to be honest. I think they're coming out ways, coming in that top 4. Get it all in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and I'm out of here. See you in a bit.